Hello YouTube, this is Will Wrestling Everything here, and this is me running down my top 10 wrestlers in the WWE today. And we're going to start straight away, and I'm going to go with Damien Sandow, and he's number 10, and I've got to put him this low on the list because of his gimmick, and at the time I'm making this video, he may change in the next 2 days. I'll probably be uploading this straight away, but he's in the Macho Man gimmick, which already I don't like, because first of all, I think personally, I know it's got nothing to do with him, it's no disrespect intended by him, but I think it's disrespectful to Randy Savage, especially considering he's dead, so they couldn't get permission from him. But I just don't like the character of Damien Sandow in imitating guys. It's not good, and like the Mizdow thing worked, and it worked well, and I really enjoyed the Mizdow thing. And after that, it didn't make sense, because he came out and he said that he wanted to be himself, and that's why the Mizdow thing broke down, and he said he wanted to be himself, and then he's went on to imitate another character from the WWE's history, and I just don't think that's good. So he's on the list because I like him as a wrestler, and I know he can be and I know he is a good wrestler, and he's a good sports entertainer. He's just not in the right role at the moment, and I think WWE need to change that. Okay, number 9 is going to be Bray Wyatt, and he wouldn't have made the list. I'm going to be honest, he wouldn't have made the list 2 months ago, because I don't like. I've been iffy with Bray Wyatt. I've never been a massive fan of him. Never thought he was great. I've never seen anything massively appealing. Like everybody said, he's amazing. I think Mick Foley said he was better than Mankind, and I was like, no way. Like he's nowhere near that level, and I still don't think he's that level at all, right? But he's good. He's brilliant on the microphone, and that match at WrestleMania, it changed my mind on him a lot. Like I thought he'd done brilliant. Bearing in mind that Bray Wyatt sprained his ankle training for that match on the same day, he still wrestled the Undertaker and put up a great match, and he carried a lot of that match. Like the Undertaker's 50-odd, he's 50-year-old now, and obviously he can't move like he used to, so he done really well to carry that match, and then he's done good, and I think he's brilliant on the. Obviously, everyone knows how good he is on the mic. He's absolutely phenomenal. He's one of the best ever, and that's no exaggeration. He may be better than Mankind on the mic, and Mick Foley on the mic. No way, not in the ring. He's not that level yet, but I think he is brilliant. He's an amazing athlete, and he's number 9 on this list, and he may move up. I just need to see more from him, to be honest. So that's my case on Bray Wyatt. I think he's brilliant on the mic, and he's quite decent in the ring. I just need to see more of him, really. So we'll move to number 8. Number 8 is Tyson Kidd. And the reason Tyson Kidd is on this list is because this isn't his personality. This is purely his wrestling ability. He's a brilliant wrestler. And he's had some of the best training you could possibly get, and that was in the Hart Foundation. I mean, the Hart Foundation. Stu Hart's dungeon with the Hart family. And I believe he was the last, I don't know what you want to call it, if Stu Hart's dungeon. But yeah, I just think he's an amazing wrestler. And that's purely the reason for it, and I can't really put it any simpler than that. He's got everything in the ring that you need. You can even go into his personality. I mean, personally, I don't think that's not the reason I like him. I like him purely for his wrestling, but his personality is good as well. He's got great charisma. He has got all the tools to be. To be like a WWE champion. It'll be the face of the WWE. I'm not gay or anything. He's got the look. You know what I mean? He's a good-looking kid, and he's just a brilliant wrestler. I think he could deal with the pressure of being up in the main event. I watched him live in Newcastle against Sami Zayn and Neville back in November, and he was absolutely brilliant. He's great as a heel and a face, and I would love to see him in the main event picture. So yeah, so that's number 8 out of the way, and that's Tyson Kidd. And so yeah, I really want to see more of him, and I want to see him progress higher than tag team action. To be honest, I think he's doing great in the tag team division at the moment, and they do deserve the title, him and Cesaro, but like I think they both deserve more, but it's the best. They're not getting anything in the singles division, so I think it's good that they're in the tag team division fighting for the title. But yeah, we'll move on, and number 7 is Tyson Kidd's tag team partner, Cesaro. I've been a fan of Cesaro since he first came into the WWE. Like, I've always admired his strength. I've always admired his athletic ability. I'm not saying he's small, right? He's not a small guy, but if you looked at him, right, you wouldn't think he's as strong as he is. Look, he's got the physique. He's got a brilliant physique. Because he does. I think what he does was he does European weightlifting or bodybuilding. I can't remember the term he used, and he's been like a massive success wherever he's been. And his is the same as Tyson Kidd, and he's just an absolutely amazing wrestler. He's one of the best wrestlers in the WWE, and I love him and I admire him for that. He's brilliant. When it comes to him, we haven't seen as much from Cesaro as we have. If we have Tyson Kidd, I think we should see more of Cesaro, and definitely in the main event scene. I really thought he was going to get in the main event scene when he sided with Paul Heyman, but that turned out to be one of the worst things that ever happened to him. Like when he sided with Paul Heyman the day after WrestleMania, after he won the Andre the Giant battle. And I'm not taking anything away from Paul Heyman here. It's obviously not his fault. It's just the way they booked it, and it just didn't turn out too well for him. I think that Cesaro will be brilliant in the future of the WWE, and he's one of the guys that I could see facing Brock Lesnar. I don't know if he will, but I hope he does, because Brock Lesnar, how good he is, and it'll just be good. I would like to see Cesaro go over Brock Lesnar, to be honest, but that's just me. Cesaro, like I said, one of the best wrestlers in the WWE, and I hope to see more from him in the main event scene soon. Like when he had that match against Cena in early 2014, it was before the Elimination Chamber. I think it was when all the people out of the Elimination Chamber were facing each other. John Cena and Cesaro had one hell of a match, and I think WWE made the wrong decision by making Cena go over that match. I think it should have been Cesaro for sure. But that's just me. We're going to carry on. That's my opinion on Cesaro. We're going to go to number 6. And number 6 is Dolph Ziggler. And Dolph Ziggler is not by the eyes of the WWE Universe, because everybody knows how good he is, but in the eyes of the board, like the board of directors, the creative, I think he's so underrated. It's unbelievable. He's been in the WWE for about 10 years now. He's had the world title 4 months. That is nothing. He deserves to be WWE champion. Don't get us wrong. You know how big of a fan I am of CM Punk, but I think that Dolph Ziggler could have carried that title 434 days. He may have even carried it better than CM Punk. And now I'm not saying that he would have, but he could have. That's all I'm saying. I think Dolph Ziggler is one of the best in WWE today. If not, now I'm not going to say he is the best, but he's definitely up there, and he is with the best in the WWE. Because I think the main reason that he's not getting put in matches is because when I say matches, I mean main event matches, is simply because of what happened with Alberto Del Rio when Ziggler was having matches with Del Rio and he got the concussion. I'm not sure if it was. I think he only had a concussion once. Or it might have been twice, I can't remember, and it really affected him. He got the title taken off him. I think I can't even remember exactly what happened. I don't think he dropped the title. I think what happened was he wrestled a match and got a concussion in the match, and he dropped the title in the match, and he was out of action for a few months with a concussion. And I think Ziggler is amazing now. And the sad thing is, I don't think that WWE are ever going to trust him with a long title run. And when I was sitting thinking, and I was thinking the other day. I remember at Survivor Series when Ziggler was on Team Cena, and he eliminated 4 guys off the Team Authority. I thought he was going to get his big push then, and then nothing came of it. So I don't know what really happened with that. But I'm going to go on a limb and say Dolph Ziggler is one of the best damn guys in the company. If anyone deserves the WWE title more than like the guys who are in the main event scene at the moment, I think it's Dolph Ziggler for sure. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say on Dolph Ziggler. I absolutely adore the kid. He's absolutely brilliant wrestler. I've been a fan of him for years, and I know people say, "Oh, I've been a fan of him for years," when really they've only been a fan of him since he got big. But I've been a fan of him in the WWE since about 2008, I'd say 2009. I've always liked him. Heel and face, he's brilliant. I think what he needs to propel his career a bit more now is to become a heel again, because the face thing's not working for him at the moment. And if you think back to when he was with AJ and Big E, he's one of his best spells, and he was heel, and it was brilliant. So now I'm going to move on to number 5, which is Randy Orton. And Randy Orton, Randy Orton is, if not the best, he is one of the best performers, in-ring performers in the WWE today. He's got an amazing personality. He's got an amazing. His career's. You can go on and on talking about his career, but in the ring, he's absolutely phenomenal. I've never seen Triple H's. I've heard Triple H talk about this, and I couldn't put it any better. He said, Randy Orton. There's nobody. The only person you can compare Randy Orton to in the ring is Shawn Michaels on how smoothly he moves. And Shawn Michaels, in my opinion, is the greatest in-ring performer of all time. And I agree with that. I think that Randy Orton is comparable to Shawn Michaels when you talk about how smooth he makes everything, how smooth he is, and how easy he makes everything in the ring. So that's all I'm going to say on Randy Orton. One of the best ever, and definitely one of the best in WWE today, if not the best. I can't even describe it. He's one of my favourite wrestlers of all time, personally. I will put a video on with my best wrestlers of all time on, but Randy Orton, I can't describe how much I love Randy Orton. He's I'm just going to be repeating myself with Randy Orton if I keep going on. There's not a lot I can say about him. He is great on the mic too. He wasn't very good on the mic. I'm gonna be honest. Until about this year, late last year, where he did have some good mic skills last year. So I think that from last year, and I think that's helped him a lot. And I think currently in the WWE, he's in the best position he's been in his career, and he has, and that's a big statement. So that's everything I've got to say on Randy Orton. Number 4, is John Cena. Then I'm gonna get hate. I'm gonna get hate for this and by saying that I put John Cena higher than the previous 6 guys in this list. But I don't care. Like the reason, there's so many reasons. And one of the big reasons is that John Cena was one of my heroes growing up. So I've always got a soft spot for John Cena growing up. Now, because I've watched him growing up. I think it's the same with guys who have watched, I've watched guys in the Attitude Era. I'm not going to name any names, but people who've watched guys in the Attitude Era have grown up idolizing them. And I'm the same with John Cena. He's not the best wrestler, but I tell you what it is, he's a hell of a lot better than everybody makes him out to be. And that's a guarantee. That's a solitary fact, that John Cena is better than everybody makes him out to be. And I'm gonna... And John Cena is one of the best entertainers in the WWE today, and you don't have to agree with us, but that's the goddamn truth, and you know it. So that's what I'm gonna say on John Cena. He is one of the best entertainers in the WWE, and he is a lot better. He's a lot better technically gifted than people give him credit for. I'm not saying he's one of the best in the WWE or anything like that technically, but he is better than people will say he is. And now we'll move on to number 3, which is Seth Rollins, the current WWE champion as I make this video. WWE World Heavyweight Champion, should I say. And I've always been a fan of Rollins. I've never been the biggest fan of him, but I've always been a big fan of. I've never been the biggest fan of him, but I've always been a fan of him. Like since he debuted with the Shield, I've always thought he was awesome. You know, like when I first watched the Shield, I was a fan of him, but I wasn't like. I thought he was like. I remember when they were talking about the weak link of the Shield, I always thought Seth Rollins, and that's couldn't be further from the truth. He's probably the best out of the Shield as a wrestler, and I do love Seth Rollins now. I'm a big fan of Seth Rollins now. This is a big statement, but I'm going to say he's the best heel in the company. Best heel in the company because he's such a good heel because he's one of them guys that you look at and you just think, God, I hope somebody punches him in the face. I hope that he gets the shit kicked out of him. You know, that's what you want from a heel. Like I remember watching Edge when I grew up, because I started watching WWE in 2005. If you haven't watched my video on how I got into wrestling, check it out. It was my last video. But yeah, I watched in 2005 and I was watching Edge, and Edge was the fucking great heel. I loved Edge. I loved watching Edge as a heel. Like I hated him, but I admire how much of a good heel he was, because I was loving John Cena, and obviously you know everything. John Cena and Edge's rivalry speaks for itself. But yeah, that's what Seth Rollins is like. He's like one of them guys that you can just love to hate, and it's like. I think that segment on Raw, it was either the first Raw 2015 or the last Raw 2014. I can't remember, when Edge and Christian hosted it. When he had Edge on the ground and he was threatening to snap his neck. That was one of the best heel segments I've seen in years, because it's just one of them guys when you think, no, you can't be like you can't be that cruel, you can't, you know what I mean? That's like a horrible bastard, like what a horrible bastard would do, you know, like saying he was going to paralyze him, and people think, ooh, that's a bit too far. Is it too far? But yeah, it is too far in reality. But in WWE, in wrestling, that's what we want to see. People cry for the Attitude Era and he gives you that, and people bitch about it. Fuck you. You've got one of the best heels in the company doing his job. Let him rule with it. I understand if he was going a bit over the top and he said something completely. But doing that's nothing. If you look at the WWE in the past, people have said much worse things than that, and I'm not going to go into detail on it. But that's all I'm going to say on Seth Rollins. Best heel in the company, and I'm going to say best wrestler in the company too. And that's just my opinion. So I'm going to go with number 2 now, and that's number 2 is WWE Diva Paige. And the reason I've went with Paige, and a lot of you are going to say, oh well, you know, I don't even know what you're going to say, because I know that Paige isn't popular on the internet. She was. It's like most people, popular before they go big, and then as soon as they go big, it's like, oh well, what's new? It's like, no, fuck you, you know what I mean? Like, you've got Paige. She busted her ass from the age of 13, and she managed to get herself in the WWE by the time she was, I think she was 19 or she was 20. I think that's when she first got signed with the WWE. 2012 it was, and she busted her ass. She flew to Germany at the age of 14 on her own to wrestle. On her own, without any parents. That shows dedication, that shows hard work. You know, and ever since Paige came I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say that I don't watch a lot of independent wrestling, but ever since she came to the WWE and NXT, I was her biggest fan. I absolutely loved her. And when she debuted on Raw, that's when I really just fell in love with her. I thought it was just absolutely amazing, the full thing. And then I saw her speech backstage and how, like her reaction, how emotional she was, and I thought it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful thing to see. And ever since, I just thought she's brilliant. She's brilliant on the mic. She's one of the best wrestlers. She, in my opinion, she's the best female wrestler in the WWE. She's a great heel and she's a great face. What more could you want? She's, when I say best wrestler, I mean in the full WWE. I think she's better than all the girls in NXT. And you know, you've got girls in NXT who are absolutely brilliant. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, the list goes on, Bayley, but like, I think Paige is better than a lot of them. And you can disagree with me on that if you want. This is just my opinion, but that's what I think. And I think Paige is the best diva in the WWE. She's one of the greatest of all time, and she hasn't been in the WWE for 2 seconds. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion on Paige. Now I'm going to move to number 1, and number 1 is... Countdown. 3, 2, 1. It's Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is my favourite in the WWE, and he's I'm not going to say he's the best wrestler. He is a brilliant wrestler. He's one of the best wrestlers, top 3, top 5, I'd say. But his personality, his people. I think he's original. I think he's completely unique. Nobody's been like him before. People say he's a bit Mick Foley, a bit Steve Austin. Yeah, maybe he's picked things up. Maybe he's picked stuff up like not known. He's not the next Steve Austin. He's not the next Mick Foley. He's the first Dean Ambrose. He's absolutely brilliant on the mic. On the mic, there's no one like him. You can argue Bray Wyatt's better than him, but in a completely different way. Because Dean Ambrose, his personality is so good. I love. If you watch his podcast, watch Chris Jericho's podcast with Dean Ambrose, not the newest one, but the previous 2. Absolutely brilliant when he talks about his just outlook on wrestling. Is absolutely just, it's amazing that he knows. You don't get many. You get wrestlers obviously know a lot about wrestling. Obviously they wouldn't be where they were today if they didn't. But he reads the game so well. It's unbelievable. He's like, I can't speak highly enough of Dean Ambrose because he knows everything. He's got a brilliant view on wrestling, and on the WWE in general, just how it works. So that is, like, I think he's best mic worker in the WWE. That's including Paul Heyman. I think he's better than Paul Heyman, and that's a big statement. And maybe it's debatable. I'm gonna admit it's debatable, but perhaps better than Paul Heyman. I'm gonna say, yeah, he's one of the best in WWE. You know, I've already mentioned Seth Rollins, right? Him and Seth Rollins remind me of like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Like they are two guys in the WWE who are the future, no doubt about it. They'll never be released. They'll be legends. They'll be in the Hall of Fame in 30 years' time. They're 2 guys that you can keep as far away from each other as possible. They'll dominate in whatever they do, and you could throw them together for a program, and they would dominate. Like they would tear the house down every night. And when I say you could put them together, I mean you could put them in a match, and you could put them in a rivalry from anywhere from 1 month to 3 years. Okay, maybe 3 years is a bit of an exaggeration. No rivalry goes on that long. But, you know, like, you could put a really long rivalry, or you could put a rivalry on for 1 month, and they would tear the house down every match, no doubt about it, every night. And I'm not just talking about pay-per-views. With every segment they've done, it would just be perfect, brilliant. And I'm going to go and say that Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose is going to be the greatest feud, definitely of this generation, and perhaps of all time, as it progresses, because obviously we haven't seen the last chapter of it yet. So yeah, that's me full top 10 superstars and divas, so I'm gonna say WWE wrestlers. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you I hope you enjoying the content that I'm producing on this page. I hope to I'm close to 1,000 followers now on Instagram, so go and like my Instagram page. I will put the link for my Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr on this page, on this video in the description. So go and like, follow, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for the support. I love you all. So yeah, I love you all. Much love. Thank you for everything so far, and I hope you enjoy my top 10 wrestlers. I would like to hear your opinions on me wrestlers, and I would like to hear yours too. I would like to hear your top 10 wrestlers in the WWE today, and just drop a comment on like what videos you think I should do that I haven't already done, if you get me drift. Just tell us anything that you want to hear us like talk about. I'm still up to do podcasts. I just need somebody to do them with. So give us a shout, and I'll do it. So I just want to say thank you for listening. But this has been a long video, and yeah, thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you all. See you later. Bye.